Now this goes out to all of my beautiful people. I'm Jay Star, you know it's nice to meet ya. 7:45 a.m., catch me on the Morning Meetup, hosted by David Shands.
Today is Dave's Day. So those have been your Morning Meetup announcements. And I am your correspondent, Jennifer J., the Premier VA. Got those systems.
I've always wanted my own day in honor of. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much, Bren. Thank you so much, Jen. You guys be bringing the energy. Y'all are following Bren and Jen, right? It sounds like an R&B group, but it's not. But you guys are following them, right? Yes?
Single dropping. We got it.
Bren and Jen. Definitely sounds like a girl group. All right, let's get this thing started, man. Today, y'all know the whole month is talking about entrepreneurs should be healthy and happy. And I believe health and happiness is a true measure of success. Now, in the event that you in the event that money makes you happy, then I think making more money makes you successful. But it's not like a blanket quote of like a blanket definition of what success is. I believe it's what you make of it. But here's what I do understand, that what you make of it is primarily in your head. However you put that together is in your head. I'm going to use my whiteboard today. I'm excited. I haven't been able to use my whiteboard in a little while. Hold on one second. Let me come here. The morning. I'm on live, y'all. Meetup, but I don't want y'all to go to live. I just want y'all to be here. Okay. But you got to pin something. You know what I mean? All right, cool. Cool. All right. Let me ask you a question. Somebody just raise your hand. Shana, how you raise your hand already and you don't even know what I'm about to ask?
She been doing that. She making sure
ready. She ready.
Yes, I'm always ready. Good morning. I'm always ready for a question.
All right, cool.
Get the most out of this.
All right, bet. Shannon is ready. Tell me something you know to be true. Tell me something you know to be true without a shadow of a doubt. Give me something you know to be true.
I know that the sun will shine in the morning.
Are you sure?
On certain mornings. Yes, I'm sure.
No, you said the sun. I'm sure the sun will shine in the morning.
Yes.
Is that true?
I know that. Can I change that? I know that 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2.
Whether you see the sun or not, it's always shining.
Whoa, guys. Don't, hold on. Give me a second. 1 + 1 = 2. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yes.
You're positive?
I'm positive.
So if you add a 1 to a 1, you'll get 2?
Yes.
Not 11?
No.
If I
1 +
add a
1
1 to a 1, but in your addition, you're putting them together. But if I add a 1 plus add another 1, that's 11. If I add one apple, and I add another apple, yes, that is 2 apples. But if I add 1 to another 1, it could be 11.
It could be, but it does not equal 11. It equals
right, but we can have
2.
a debate on that, right?
Yes.
Have you ever had a misunderstanding about the same thing? The same words were said, but you had a misunderstanding?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what you understand about adding a 1 to a 1. But if there's a 1 here and I write another 1 next to it, that's not 2. That's 11. Okay. All right. You were ready, kind of. Bruce, give me something you know to be true.
Bruce Hill, new skills, new you. The only thing I know for sure is that I know nothing at all.
What? Okay. I know to be true that I know nothing at all, but that's not true. Would you agree? That can't be true. You know the name that your parents gave you. What time does the morning meetup start?
I can't even be sure that my parents got the right baby.
My man is nervous. He don't know what's. He's like, I cannot answer this wrong. Here's my point. Everything you think you know has a possibility to be wrong. But so many people are so stuck on their way of thinking, and the things that you believe to be true have a strong possibility of being wrong. Almost everything I thought to be true when I was 18, I found out was absolutely false. I'm going somewhere here. Your belief about success, your belief about yourself is not necessarily a fact. It's only your belief. Let me show y'all some things that I was like doing some research. I very rarely do research, but there's some things that we learned to be true when we were growing up, like going out with your hair wet makes you sick. Is that true? Like if you just wash your hair, you shouldn't go outside. You gotta wait to get it dried before you go outside because you won't catch the flu. But as one article says, pretty much everyone has heard the myth, but it's simply not true. On the contrary, both the common cold and the flu are caused by viruses, not by a damp hairdo. Y'all ain't been taught that? Y'all haven't been taught that? That hey, cover up that head. You can't go out there sick. You can't go out there with your hair wet. You're gonna get sick. What about the fact that you only use 10% of your brain? Is that true? I saw a very interesting description of that, where most people think you can only use 10% of your brain, right? But I'm just gonna read it to you real quick. The idea of unlocking hidden brain power might make a compelling storyline for a movie, but it simply won't happen in real life. One fact playing into the myth is that 90% of brain cells are white matter. 90% of your brain cells are white matter. That help neurons survive. So the white matter helps your neurons survive. And only 10% is the gray matter of neurons in charge of thinking. So only 10% of your brain is in charge of thinking. But what white matter could never be used for is brain power. So the other 90%, you can't even use it to think. So claiming 90% of our brain is wasted is like saying you waste peanuts when you throw out the shells. Isn't that interesting? Your brain, the part of thinking is only 10% that can be used. They said it's like you're wasting peanuts when you eat the part that matters and throw away the shell. But deep. Some of us are able to lean on the idea that if only I could use more of my brain, I'd be a genius. Or that geniuses have the opportunity to use more of their brain. That's not true. That's simply not true. You can use just as much of your brain as a genius. And what we don't see is how geniuses operate, how geniuses think, how geniuses have different experiences. Check this out. What color is your blood in your body? What color is blood? Before it's open and it pours out, what color is blood?
I believe you said it was blue.
Blue. Right? Check this out. A widely shared myth is that blood is blue until it's exposed to the air or replenish its oxygen. Because veins are greenish blue, that theory sounds reasonable enough. But the fact is, human blood looks the same in your body as outside, red. That hue is brighter when it's oxygen rich and darker when it needs that oxygen replenished, but it's red all the same. The tissue covering your veins affects how the light is absorbed and scattered, which is why the blood circulating your body looks blue. Isn't that crazy? And there's people on Facebook too. It's blue until the oxygen hits it. You didn't see that you didn't research that nowhere. It's just something that you know to be true. I'm trying to get you to understand that once we're so locked into our beliefs, we stop even researching why we believe it. And we've never even researched why we believe it. We just believe it. Did you ever hear that swimming after eating will give you cramps? It's just not true. Oh, this one was really cool too. Check this out. Are bats blind or can they see? I think you guys know where I'm going with this, so you'll answer the opposite of what you think. But bats are not blind, man. They can see. Check this out. Not only are bats not blind, but Rob Miles, executive director of the Organization for Bat Conservation, he's over bat conservation. He loves everything about bats. His whole life is bats. He notes that some of the bigger species can see 3 times better than humans. It is simply a common misconception that bats are blind since the creatures prefer to use their enhanced hearing via echolocation to get around. Do y'all understand? Y'all get it? The things you think to be true are just not true. Here's my question for you. What do you believe about success to be true? What do you believe to be true about success? That's why it pains me to hear people speaking on a particular career or subject matter that they don't know anything about. Or when somebody asks a question and someone chimes in to help them with the question, but they're not necessarily fully into that career. They just got cool answers. If somebody asks me about systems, I'll probably start with what I think is, but you probably got to refer to Jen. She's a little more into the whole system thing. I don't know. I have no idea. The things that I know that the things that I think to be true have a possibility of being wrong. That's why I very rarely speak in absolutes in terms of giving people advice. So we're doing the Launch Your Podcast Challenge. And if I don't know that somebody asked me a question, and I'm typically going to reply with, well, you can do this or that. Because I know even when I give advice, my answer isn't the right answer. It just happens to be my answer. And my answer might be based off of experiences, but I know there's always a possibility that what I tell somebody is not the right answer. It may not be wrong, but it might not be the right answer for you. So we have to check our beliefs every now and again. What do we believe to be true about success? Or what do we believe to be true about failure? These things are shaping you. Let me go to the whiteboard. Y'all mind? I ain't been able to use my whiteboard in a little bit. Here's what I believe. This is what I came up with. Okay. And could be right, could not be right. But this is what I got for you. Okay. And people sign up, let's say like on a morning meetup, you have signed up to hear my perspective on things, not to get the answers from me. And my dad was so brilliant because he wanted me to come to certain conclusions myself. I told y'all before, every time I ask him a question, he never gives me an answer. He'd always say stuff like, what do you think? Because I think he knew that he could lead me astray. And if I ever did the wrong thing based off his advice, I could blame him. But he knew if I did the wrong thing based on what I thought, I can only blame myself and I can make adjustments. My father was brilliant. But I'm just going to give you some help, right? This is my own perspective, okay? My own little formula. And I'm trying to just adjust what you think. Just know, I want you to consider that the thing that you think could be wrong, and that's okay. What you really have to be okay with is making the mistake. One thing that I know to be true for my life, and it's just my example, pretty much every successful thing that I've done in my life followed doing it wrong. Pretty much every successful thing I've ever done in my life has been followed by doing it wrong. So my formula came to be, let me just shoot the shot and then fix it on the way. Because in my head, I already know that what I'm doing is wrong. I know I'm doing it wrong. How can I be so sure that whatever I launch, whatever I produce, how can I be so sure that that's wrong? It's been based on experiences. And I think something that everybody will agree with, anything you do right now for the first time will be much worse than anything you do for the 100th time. The goal isn't to do it right. My goal is to getting to do it right. That is a bar. Let's just write that down. The goal is not to do it right. The goal is to create the opportunity to get it right. So there are some people I know. We've got 650 people in the Launch Your Podcast Challenge. And I know at least half are afraid of starting because they don't want to do it wrong. And they simply don't understand that they have to do it wrong to do it right at some point. Some people are so afraid of starting a business because they don't want to start the business wrong. They don't want to do it wrong. And they just don't understand that there's no way that you can be better the first time than the 10th time. No way. Give me an example where you do something, you're better at doing something the first time than the 100th. If we approach everything with that mentality, we'll start to act and then understand that when we first do it, we have to start correcting. So here we go. I believe we have these, let's say, environments. I believe our environments have a lot to do with who we are. Our environments truly shape who we are, right? But our environments create, why is it not working? Oh, that was weird. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, no, okay. All right, so we have these environments, but our environments create experiences. Would y'all agree with that? Would you agree with that? The environments that we are in create our experiences. We cannot experience something outside of being in an environment. Does that make sense? I can't experience what it's like to be in Africa if I've never been to Africa. So every experience that you've ever had has come from being in an environment. Would you agree with that? I just want to know if we're on the same page. Would you agree with that? Every single experience that we've ever had comes from being in an environment. So here's the question for you. If you want to change your experiences, if you want to experience something different, what has to be true about this based on my own theory that I just put together? Because it could not be true. It could not be right. You have to change your environment. Isn't that interesting? It's not even like people are experiencing certain things, but they simply don't know that if you get into a different environment, you'll have different experiences. You just have to change. You have to change your physical location. What's going on, family? David Shands. I want to give you a special invitation to the Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. It is the only organization that gathers every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we help you learn entrepreneurship, grow as an entrepreneur, become an entrepreneur, or you just get to be in an environment, a network of all entrepreneurs. Literally hundreds of entrepreneurs gather on a Zoom call every single morning, Monday through Friday. Okay, so I want to give you a special invitation to help grow your business and your brand all this year. Okay, every single day, you eat every day for your health. You brush your teeth every day for your hygiene. I need you to learn and grow every single day for your mindset. Okay, so make sure you go to themorningmeetup.com. It is only $1 trial. You don't need a promo code. Just go $1, themorningmeetup.com. Check it out. If you like us, stay. If not, after that, it's $79 a month, but I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy yourself, okay? So go to themorningmeetup.com. I love y'all. See you in the morning. Now, if you're experiencing things emotionally, we have to get in a different emotional environment. If we want to experience different things mentally, what do we have to do? Get in a different environment where thinking is different. So you guys are experiencing thoughts in your head. You're experiencing, like what we just did was an experience for you. Would you agree? Where we start talking about all the stuff that you thought to be true. You would swear up and down. If it was, who wants to be a millionaire? What's that, the joint where you answer the questions and they said, what color is blood? You'd be like, blue. You lose all your little bread. Because you thought you just knew it was true. But we just had an experience, right? Of, okay, maybe the way I'm seeing things, the things that I take as fact aren't necessarily correct. That was an experience. But you would not have gotten that experience in the club. You have not have gotten that experience in a different environment. Now, you could have gotten a similar experience, but you didn't get this experience unless you were here in the morning meetup. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. I believe experiences reinforced experiences lead to beliefs. This is my own little formula. If this is my own little formula. So if it resonates with you, then roll with it. But if it's not true, it's fine. But I believe our environments create experiences, and it's the reinforced experiences that create beliefs. So we experience something one time. Let's say, for instance, you were drinking Casamigos. That's what y'all be drinking these days, right? Casamigos. I seen it on the gram. Got the Dr. handwriting. You're right. Yeah. So Casamigos. Let's say you drink some Casamigos, and you have, is it Migos or Migo? Migos? Casa? Migo? It's overrated. But just entertain me real quick. If you have Casamigos, if you drink a bunch of Casamigos and you're out and you have the time of your life, and then the next time you go out, you're like, "Ooh, last time we had that Casamigos, it was turned." And you have it again, and you have another amazing night. You would be inclined to say something like, "Casamigos is my drink." You want to have a good night? You got to have that Casamigos on deck. I don't drink Grey Goose. I don't drink vodka, because the experiences that I've had that were reinforced created a belief that Casamigos give you a headache. Is it true that Mad Dog gives you the worst drunk ever? And I was in college. I didn't have it yesterday, but I was in college, right? Mad Dog is the worst thing a human. Mad Dog is like the worst thing a human can be involved in, unless that's your drink. They keep selling it, so that's somebody's drink. Their belief is just different because they had an experience with it, and it was reinforced, and it created a belief. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there on beliefs, okay? Because our environments create experiences reinforced, create our beliefs. My question for you is, the things that you believe, if we can go back through them, how are they reinforced? Think about the things you believe to be true. How are they reinforced? I remember working at a job, Cheesecake Factory, and when I was in a network marketing company, and before that, and I was in this environment, and I saw these people having success, and I'm like, ooh, I want to have that. I mean, like, and I'm asking these questions, how can I recruit people that's going to recruit 3 people and get those 3 people to recruit 3 people? Because it seems mad easy. I'm in the environment, and I'm talking to these people, and they're like, yo, go do this, and go do that, and go do this. You good. And I was like, oh, wow, because if I wasn't in that environment, I wouldn't have got that advice. So I took that advice that I got from that environment and I did what they told me to do. And I recruited 3 people. And then those 3 people got 3 people using the advice that I got from the people in the environment. And then those 3 people that I recruited got 3 people because I told them the same thing I did and it worked for them, reinforced my experiences. I believe that the way you get 3 people to get 3, I know you're not supposed to say get, you don't get people, but my belief was this is the way you recruit 3 people and get those 3 people to recruit 3 people. That was my belief. Now, let's work backwards. Our belief that that you don't need money to be happy as a belief. You don't need money to be happy. Obviously, that's like for you, right? I believe for me, I do need money to be happy. Y'all okay with that? I believe that I need money to be happy. Anybody disagree with that? If your belief is something different, it's cool. I understand that. So it's just my belief, I need money to be happy at this stage of my life. Because I will not be happy if I can't do certain things for my mom, if I can't do certain things for my family that require money. So my belief has been reinforced by experiences where I can do something for a loved one financially and it makes me happy. And I do something else for a loved one and it makes me happy. My belief now is I need to have money to be happy. That belief has been reinforced. But it all comes from me being in a certain environment of people who have money, and he taught me how to do it, and told me all the cool things that I could do with money outside of buying houses and cars and chains and jewelry and stuff like that. So Michelle says, money complements my happy. That is good. That is good. My belief for me, my belief, but I'll open it up in just a minute, I promise you. I want to rant. let me rant right quick. My belief, I've created this belief. I created this belief. But there are some people that believe that they don't need money to be happy. But it's probably, not probably, but some of us have had certain experiences where we go after it and it doesn't work. And we'll go after it and it doesn't work. And then we start to settle on certain things, saying, I don't need that money anyway, because I like my car. I don't need it. Whatever your belief is fine. I'm not trying to convince you of anything, but I'm just asking you to check your beliefs every now and again. Check what you believe about stuff. Check what you believe about money. Check what you believe about success. Check what you believe about love. That's something I have to check every single day. And I know my beliefs about love are twisted. I know that about myself. But those beliefs have been reinforced over and over again. And it came from being in certain environments. And for me, listening to certain music as I grew up, certain music has reinforced a particular belief I have about love and relationships and things of that nature. Okay. All right. Y'all ready to move on? Okay. Our beliefs dictate our actions. Would you agree? If you believe that all men are dogs, or you believe that everybody cheats, it will dictate what you do. It'll dictate your actions. What you won't do is post that person that you're dating on the gram. Because your belief is they're going to cheat anyway. Your belief about let's say financial reward or going after money, heavily impacts your actions, believe it or not, the things that you do, whether good or bad. I believe, and check this out, I believe that that I don't need money to be happy. So my actions have me chasing after stuff that are more important to me than money. Your action might say, I'm not going to build a business because I would much rather spend more time with my family, which is 100% okay. But I just need you to check it. The activity that you're doing is based off of a belief, but we need to check where these beliefs are coming from, because we could trace it back to toxicity. Then we have to ask ourselves, okay, I know I've experienced certain things, but my experiences don't necessarily make them true. It just makes them my reinforced experiences. Y'all okay? Y'all all right? So I can see people's beliefs by their actions. Don't tell me what you believe. I can see it. You never have to, you never have to tell somebody what you believe. You don't even have to ever listen to what people believe, because their beliefs will show up through their activity. Belief. Somebody says, I love you. I love you. Does that make them love you because they say they love you? Or even in their heart of hearts, they believe that they love you? Of course not. Of course not. We can see it. We can see the actions that show your belief. Okay, there are certain people who they claim that they want to be successful, but look at your actions. Let's say investing. I believe that I'm going to be successful. I believe that if I pour into myself, I'll be successful. We say it, but if we never invest or we never do anything, we don't truly believe it. So somebody in my mastermind said, I'm starting my podcast because I have to. I said, that's not true. You don't have to. You could not. She's like, well, I have to do it for a very serious reason. And we will soon see if that reason that she gave is a true belief of hers. And how are we going to see? How are we going to see? Just throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat. How are we going to see if that's a true belief? Only based on what she does. Okay. Our actions create results. Would you agree? The things we do create results or our outcomes. So whatever result you have right now, whatever life you're living right now, whatever situation you're in right now has come from your own activities, your own actions, which have been fueled by your beliefs, which have been fueled by reinforced experiences, which was fueled by an initial experience, which is why you're in the environment that you're in right now. Check this out, though. Your results create your environment. Would you agree? Whatever results you're getting will fuel the environment that you put yourself in. If you are successful, you'll probably find yourself around successful people or in a successful environment. So, going after results is noble because your results will put you in a certain environment that will always have you experiencing different things. That will be reinforced. This is why check this out. I'm in a mastermind, right? I joined a mastermind and I've experienced some things that worked. And then I did it again and it worked again. I have a true belief system about how to scale my business. And because I believe it, it's fueling my actions. And now that I have these newfound actions that are based on my beliefs from my reinforced experiences, from the initial experiences, because of the environments that I put myself in, I'm getting high-level results. But guess what I did as soon as I got some high-level results? I found another mastermind to put myself in. And in that mastermind, so I joined another mastermind with Andre, actually. It's like Genius Network. In that environment, it's a bunch of people who don't look like me. And when I got in that thing, check this out. Some of the things that I thought to be true, they did this exercise. Oh, I wish I had the notebook. They did this exercise about some things that you know to be true or things that you found out. And I'm on a line with like 4 other people, and these like mega millionaires, really cool. And I said something like, I've learned that having too much cash is dangerous, or something like that. Having too much cash. And one of the guys, he's like a finance guy, CFO, like high level, built major businesses, accounting. He's like, whoa, go back to that. What do you mean? What do you mean by having too much cash is dangerous? And then I told him something that somebody told me. Him and another guy on the call, both, they jumped me. It was like, bro, you're seeing this all wrong. But because I got certain results in one environment, I put myself in another environment, in another mastermind, I experienced something else. And now I'm working on reinforced experiences to see if what they're talking about is true, so I can shape my own belief. And once I believe something, I'm going to do something about that. And then we'll see what the results are. If I don't get favorable results, I know what I need to do next. And what would that be? If I don't get favorable results, I know what I need to do next. My question for you is, what is that thing that I need to do next if I don't get favorable results? What do you think? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What do you think? If I don't get favorable results, you simply go to it. I'm mature enough to know that I just have to find myself in another environment. If you are not getting the results that you're looking for, find yourself in different environments that will create different experiences. But then you have to stay in that long enough to have that experience reinforced. All right, I'm done. I'm just going to open it up for questions now. Let me get off this Instagram.
Come join the most amazing live mentorship and accountability group for entrepreneurs every morning. Let's go. The Morning Meetup. Do you have a business idea you need to get off the ground? Do you currently work a 9-to-5 and are looking for supplemental income? Come and network with like-minded individuals and take your business to the next level. Every morning from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with David Shands and friends. Try the Morning Meetup today for just $1. Head over to themorningmeetup.com. That's themorningmeetup.com.